Hello and welcome, Cosmic Quantum Travelers. I hope you're doing okay. It's been quite a wild ride all over, generally, the whole thing, isn't it? And it's like review time, because this is like the final, slowly, initiations being passed, having been passed, are being passed, depending on where we're at, okay? Remember, we're doing this all as one. The more you can lose your concern or fear of getting this wrong, the easier this gets. Literally, like roll a dice if you have to sometimes for certain decisions. I sometimes do that, literally. It's a bit like, drawing oracle cards. But sometimes you just know, because the thing is, even if you, let's say you have a yes or no thing, and it's like the no comes out and actually you want deep within a yes, then you're going to be just like, no, this is not it. You know what I mean? So it's like anything. Now, basically, what we're completing right now is everything, quantum style. So it's like, it's so massive. Mainly, I wanted to do a quicker recap. 111. Uska Aisha Natakere. Yunasai Nakara. Elijah Karatina Teatis Nataka Shunatiate. Like seriously, this is the time we need to fully surrender to our hearts. Okay, surrender to source. Just let go of anything you thought you knew. I do this all the time. Just be an open, free channel as much as you can be, as well as your own unique, authentic self, your own very unique energy frequency signature, being fully aligned with, which unlocks your own gifts and abilities right now in such a big way. It's all about this. And your power is coming online, like our DNA, our plasma light body. So I wanted to do a quick recap, especially for those who signed up for yesterday's call and activation, 1111. That was very powerful. I mean, it's just getting more and more powerful. Like the frequencies that are streaming in through me are getting very powerful. And again, not just me. When I speak about me, again, language separates us. It's me, you, me, us, them, past, present, future. It's always in opposites. It's just linear and separating by nature, okay? So when I speak from myself, really, it's from the oneness. Whatever I can do, you can do too, and maybe even better. But we all have, certain gifts that we all share, as well as certain things that we are kind of best in, or, our particular strengths. And it's not a fucking competition. So the more you know your own unique self, the less you will ever feel envy, competition, feeling more or less than anyone else, which is really at the crux of the whole family problem. Because what I'm here to bring, and I've been talking about this for a long time in different ways and forms, is literally bringing back the original gray lines, the scenes, the original founder races here on Earth, to remind us what we're here for, that we're not waiting for anyone or anything outside of us to happen. We are here to make it happen. We are those guardians, ascended masters, becoming fully embodied. That's what 144 and 144,000 are literally for. They're the archetypes of the Godhead. They are the, and the cosmic Christ is kind of like the core of within that blueprint. But ultimately, we all belong to that. So whenever I speak of me, I speak of all of us. So, this is what we're fully clearing right now. Like a huge theme in yesterday's call was what we were also talking about. And I could feel as we were starting the call and got into it, like there was, so much data, like information streaming in through me. And I could see it would be a longer call just to align the consciousness because everything I speak about is clearing, realigning the one consciousness and our energetic fields, physically, mentally, emotionally, clearing, healing, balancing, harmonizing, upgrading, and activating the new Christ Saphira, Christus Sophia, the new Diamond Sun, Rainbow Plasma Light Body, the new Merkaba and Aurora Orb body, the Ankh body, the Cosmic Tree of Life, the Perfect Proton Seed, the divine template of the 144 plus 3s1 triple helix DNA. Ekene, sunate kera shanata. Now, whenever you listen to anyone, what you can always do, and you should always do, okay, it's just you need to clear your field and use your own protection. It's spiritual hygiene. Check out my activation in the description, and I have many for free on my SoundCloud that you can try out, and they're all very powerful. Of the daily clearing and protection shield, which connects you to source. Okay, it's especially now as all of the, because as the divine twin flames, the original twin flames, the masculine and feminine fully merge and complete this collective theogamic union event, all of the evil across all layers, levels, and dimensions of reality of creation is being expelled and returned to source. Kuska aisha natea kekanate. Sunate nu. Sukura Aishanata, because the Emerald founders are back. We remember who we are, we remember the true power we hold, and we're reclaiming the dream field, which is the power over our own minds. And it's not control, but it's mastery. Because when you surrender to source, it's just flowing through you. It's like me speaking. I don't need to write anything out, although I do have notes, so I don't forget certain things I want to transmit, and I collect throughout the day or days or whatever. Okay, as well as most of what I transmit is frequency, which is beyond, again, these are very high dimensional frequency bandwidths like gamma rays that put a lot of people to sleep or make them very doozy, you know, kind of, and more so. Because you need to kind of, it's like parking your linear mind, trying to figure all of this out, you know, especially when we use light language. That's what it's there for. Because it's your linear compartmentalized mind, that's the issue. Because as we fully ascend, it's like literally, it's telepathic language. It's beyond linear language. It's multidimensional. And what you have to do is you need to fully merge and unify your multidimensional self. And all of what I've been sharing in my calls, activations, and all of the, you know, video updates here on YouTube really help us align with that. And you can really tune into any of them. It's all quantum, because there's no past, present, future, especially now, as all culminates in this eternal now moment, and we fully rebirth, all of us, timelessly, in this eternal now as the one cosmic Christ. Because as the masculine and feminine, the cosmic mother and father have fully returned, and the divine principles of what the masculine and feminine is here to embody, we birth the androgynous Christ child, or this Christos Sophia, Christos Sophia blueprint within us all, or those, you know, willing heart minds that are aligning with that consciousness and frequency. And everything, like all these lower dimensional frequency bandwidths, are being fully purged. So to come back to the call, because that's the main purpose of me doing a video tonight, because I have stuff to do. Anyway, so I set the field up because of everything we've been through, everything we've learned, all the power we have regained, skills, abilities. I set the field up previous to the call so that everyone was very much held in their own protective energetic field, and that any projections that would happen within the call of negative energies would be returned to sender. So they couldn't kind of influence the field in a negative way and causing kind of any disturbance, okay? As well as us sharing one field. So that was like, I was making really sure that this call was very highly protected with a lot of help, as I always have. Thank you. And that worked really well because I can see the perfection. So those who were there or listen to the replay, whatever, I need to explain this because I can't explain it properly in like comments or posts, really, and not even in this language, but you know, anyway, was that we were clearing a lot of, like, it was all about clearing the remaining separation and fragmentation within the one, okay, which is what divine union is ultimately about. Again, it's many things, but really it's divine union, and you know, of the masculine feminine, of the polarized principles within everything, and collapsing this within the 0-point field of the Holy Trinity. So as this comes up, and I could feel that a lot of the separation had to clear from within a consciousness, because we always create these consciousness fields. okay, when we are in these calls, containers, groups, everyone we interact with, especially any, you know, kind of ongoing close relationships. We create consciousness fields. These are tribal shields also, okay? And what I'm holding, for example, with especially the Essene Grey Line container, which is a highly alchemical container I started in April, it's just we're doing this on behalf of all, and it's literally repairing, healing the cosmic Christ shield. And again, we're all part of this. It's just that we can take something, you know, in our reality, and again, I was just guided to do that, in order to use it really alchemical to complete the missions and work we're here to do. And ultimately, it's happening within yourself. So you don't need another person to complete you, to come to divine union within and ascend, because that's the new blueprint. So you're androgynous within, and you don't ultimately need another person to do that with, as well as, because it's a both end, we do need our divine counterparts. The original twin flames are completing this divine blueprint, the new divine blueprint, which is like us, you know, creating something totally new. For all the upgrades, keys and codes we have carried, like we have accumulated, collected, and integrated, merged with, all as one, the cosmic monad. So basically, we were clearing out in that call, especially what's, and I've mentioned this in my other videos, a big issue is projections. And not positive projections, but a negative projection. So where we don't own, and we all do this to certain degrees until it's fully done, and we don't need to talk about this anymore, where we can see within another what's kind of needs to be aligned within them. Let's put it mildly. Corrected, fixed would be other terms. But we can't see it within ourselves. Like the giveaway is, if you don't need to align that which you're perceiving within yourself, when you wouldn't get triggered, you don't judge, and you can just perceive it and you can give them advice. But even then, it's still kind of an old part maybe of you, often, okay, that you're just kind of saying a final goodbye to as you no longer get triggered. Because we will keep going through the same type of experience until we fully resolved, ultimately, and aligned our own divine blueprint to our true, eternal, authentic self, fully in alignment with God's source consciousness and the cosmic Christ blueprint, to the ultimate truth and the values, ethics, morals that we're here all to embody, to be the change we want to be. And so as this all completes, as we are fully aligning with this as one, as the cosmic monad, the reality shifts, okay? And we're just being, so what I could see happening in the call was basically false projections, like there were technical issues. The energies were highly freaking charged. I think we went like 3 hours. I started the activation and then we fully got kind of disconnected. And all I could see was the chat window. And I could see some projection going on within the chat. Whilst I couldn't join the video call, I could join the chat, although I don't know if everybody saw each other's messages. So there was just kind of, certain people saw different parts of what was being exchanged, yeah? And again, I couldn't rejoin the call. And then I saw the projection happening within the field, and there was already some turbulence in the field during the call. And then I was kind of just collecting myself for a moment of what to do. And the guidance was to just kind of abort mission, so to say, or halt. We carry this on in the multidimensional space, which it is always happening. And I've already kind of warned people of this might be happening, that we might be cut off because the energies were so intense. And I can feel it again, like the heart, especially the heart openings and activations. But I mean, it's everything culminating anyway. And of course, I knew of where we're at and what these activations do and what they're here to complete. It's like there's high level of, you know, risk of interference playing out. Again, that's why I set up the field the way it was. So that interference trying to play out didn't have the desired effect. But I was still guided to do, to not carry on with the activation or call. Like I could probably, like in hindsight, but I wasn't shown at the moment to reboot my whole, you know, computer and stuff, and maybe could have rejoined 23. But I was guided to no, just regroup, see what's really happening here, go within, go into the space, because again, I'm holding this field. It's not just this call and activation. So this is now fully active. So the activation, as it started, I only recorded up until about 14 minutes. because I was hoping I would get back online, like this has happened in another call before, where then not everybody listening live could listen to the whole activation, but most of it, because I came back online, but everything was recorded, you know, because I record the activations separately as well, and then make them available via MP3 link. So you can download them, you know, and have them forever, so to say. Anyway, but the reconnection wouldn't happen. And I was guided at some point, you know, around 14 minutes to pause it. And actually what came through until this point was very much just light language. And we went really deep within the space, especially as we kind of got disconnected. We really dropped into this telepathic field, which this is all about. Us bringing online a new earth is going beyond the visible. It's going beyond you wanting to have proof. It's you projecting the new truth. It's you projecting your earth. So we really tuned into this field, us already being together, us telepathically communicating beyond linear language. It was so multidimensional, it was so high, as well as interference trying to play out within the field through people. Because again, you know, like I can't fully police every person who's coming in, all right? But let's just say I'm sorting it out at many different layers and levels. Of what kind of unfolded and the interference and projections that then happened in the field. But because of the way the field was set up, that didn't have the desired effect. Plus the person who was kind of targeted passed her initiation and handled this very well. So great teamwork, holding the field, because as I just locked off and I thought, no, just kind of, we just review and tune into the field and then see after what we should do next. But I could already see we're going to continue this, first of all, in the multidimensional space, as well as we're going to have another call on the 26th, which was already shown to me. But again, until we have done something and know what's happening and what's playing out, it's not done. So we're constantly rolling with the punches. And, you know, again, it's constantly, nothing is set here. I keep saying this, we'll keep co-creating this. That's why it's so important to be the active co-creators of this, as well as imagining. You know, it's the both, the masculine and feminine, fully balanced. No more passiveness, no more non-action. It needs to fully align, okay? And there needs to be a rebalancing in the field. And it's happening, so it's all good. So, how was I getting at? Yeah, so you can join. So basically, we had a 3-hour call. I did 40 minutes of activation. You can download it, those that have, you know, already purchased this, you know, yesterday's call and activation, they can access this now. I also added the Cosmic Christ Shield activation, which I had also added to the 13-hour 8 call of the merge with your, or unify with your God self call and activation, which was massive. And yeah, anyway, you know, basically this Cosmic Christ Shield activation really clears out your field, especially of like kind of black magic and all that interference. And I added this for free in this and kind of last week's activation. So in the 1308 and in the 1808, which is now combined with the 2608, because we're going to continue the call that didn't quite finish and the activation, but it is continuing already until the 26th and beyond. But we're going fully multidimensional, as well as, let's see if we make it that far. And if we still need to communicate via these stupid screens by then, on the 26th, we'll meet on Zoom. But right now, if you want to access this or have already, like the details are below in the description box, the 1808, what was it called? Divine Hierogamic Unions complete our ascension. No, royal weddings complete our ascension, which is the same, which is now basically 2 calls in one, plus the Cosmic Christ Shield activation, which I would recommend everyone who has access to this or who has purchased this separately, because it's also available separately. Again, check beneath the description box, which helps really to clear out your field and protect it with all the black magic interference. I recommend that came in today to listen to it 3 times in a duration of around 7 days to help this along. Okay, because we've been under a lot of that, and every little helps. Really, the more can do this, and the higher you already have activated and cleared your field, the more powerful this has an effect on your field as well as the collective field. But trust, this is protecting you, but I'm also going to listen to it 3 times. I listened to it once so far. just to help it again along. And it's really powerful. It's 25 minutes, 24. And again, you get it for free with both of those calls, like the 1308 and the 1808. And with the 1808 call, so that was just yesterday, you also get the next week's call, okay, an activation, if you make it that far. All right, so that's super extra good value. All right, but again, those who are taking part already, as soon as you sign up to these things, you're already part of it. This is an ongoing activation. I'm constantly working with this field that you are, as soon as you sign up, are part of, as well as you have your own field to look after, okay? So don't you blame your shit on me, generally, okay? Which is what people like to do. It's like, but you said blah, 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 blah. And it's like they don't take usually responsibility for their own reality, which I always keep saying. You still need to do this for yourself. I'm just here to show the way that I have paved and walked, and that has helped me through in the quickest way possible. Although it's been a hard journey because of what I'm here to hold, it's also, I know that really my calls, activations, the videos, everything I share really helps the people who are ready to really, you know, also do their own work, really helps them to do this more quickly and more easily and with less pain, with less resistance, basically, with less suffering, okay? But a certain level you can't take away because you need to go through the pain and the depression and the anxiety. We all have to, all of the shit show. I mean, I've been transmuting so much density, I can't even explain, okay? Like, seriously. I constantly feel heavy density, but now it's not fully lifting as all of this black magic no longer fucks with us and keeps us in loops. But where does black magic start? It starts with false projections. And that was the core of the call that we were kind of working through, of me trying to explain to people how to integrate the both ends, and that you everything you can ever perceive as well as your own unique self. But you need to merge with everything first, no longer feel separate. Like, you need to get to a point now where you no longer feel separate from any parts of your creation. Everything is you, good and bad. If you reject any parts of you, you're still in fragmentation and separation. And I know it's hard for people to take. I try to do it in the most gentle way possible, as well as I have to bust through these fucking programs to get us all the way home. The separation judgment is what causes the fragmentation, or rather it's a reflection of it. So that's what everything is created from consciousness. Then it becomes energy, frequency, and vibration. Keep going back to the basics. You have to become just totally like no more compartmentalization, objectification, judgments, putting things into boxes. Like, free your mind, free us all, okay? This is a huge time for devotion, especially of the Divine Masculine towards his mission, and really now coming in as the protector of the Divine Feminine, the true Divine Feminine, 2332, the true gnosis and wisdom, which holds the divine blueprints of creation that shifts our realities, of you knowing the truth, can see the truth, the true Divine Feminine for who she really is, and see the counterfeits and all these false feminines for what they really are. These shiny objects that, you know, whatever. Also, what's coming in huge is like clearing all of these Egyptian codes and the Blue Nile code, really clearing all of the bloodlines. That's what the twin flames are here for in a huge part. That's what's clearing right now. So what I felt coming in also during the call, and just before, so as I was saying in my last video, as you would start to call the masculine, feminine, like the heart mind, because they're unified as one already, they were already, but there were still kind of squabbles going on, like disagreement, disharmony, you know, as it was all realigning, because that's what the twin flames do. They realign frequency, bandwidths, consciousness fields, okay, truths, belief systems, blueprints. It's all the same. 2, 3, 3, 3. So, no, it's okay. Send in the rest of the message because I forgot what that was. Anyway, totally lost on that. So, our true power, wisdom, life force, that's where notes help us. Although I could start somewhere else, but Anyway. Our true power, wisdom, life force, which is us at one with divine source love, and with it our full and final victory, breakthrough, and happiness has been reclaimed. Like after all the density is fully lifting now, like literally what we've been through, there's no more of this really heavy density. Like this is the last bit, I really feel. Like there's been a little bit of delay, but it's like every time, and I shared this with someone else because they had like kind of interference coming in, trying to join the call. And they got the same message, like kind of, you know, this call is hugely shifting everything. And again, it's this whole field we're holding now. And it's beyond these dates. Trying to prevent her from taking part. But again, whatever happens, like even the interference playing out is part of the divine plan, because whenever anything gets delayed, I've been shown some years ago, we actually speed everything up. And although it feels like you need to hold infinite patience and a little bit more, it's you need to keep remembering you're speeding everything up, as well as you need to fully align with your timeless eternal self to fully transcend time, space, and gravity and collapse all of this bullshit. Because it's the both end. The both end is really helping you to integrate polarities, the paradoxes, because where you can see it from your viewpoint, from their viewpoint, as well as from the neutral observer perspective of the Godhead. And the end is you still see the highest perspective, but you don't have any charge, any resistance, any judgments, you know, fighting anything opposing of you. So the edges go away, because again, discernment is different than judgment and fighting anything. And what we're doing now, especially the kind of energetically, as we're clearing out all these, because as the divine masculine and feminine fully unify, what happened? Oh yeah, that's what I was getting at. So at the call, I could see, you know, and predicted that the masculine, feminine, heart, mind would fully unify in preparation for the call. And it really, I could feel as the call was happening, this was kind of like all the discord, all the fighting was being cleared from the field. And they had unified in agreement and harmony and balance. And then just before I was totally cut off from the activation, I could feel my masculine very strongly present. Because again, once the heart mind has unified, now fully and harmonized, now what they're doing is fully unifying the soul or the spirit and the body. So matter, antimatter, and they're doing this literally unifying the matter, antimatter universes cosmically. Okay, that's what the original twin flames hold in their divine blueprints, because they hold the original source codes for creation. Enake sku ukuna ena eskuta ena teke eshkina. So remember who you are, the responsibility, the accountability you hold. We all hold this, especially for our own reality. So no one anymore to blame for where we are at beyond ourselves or the one. Okay, it's always two to tango. It takes two to tango. All right, when you're in your highest self, no distortions will touch you. And that's where we're at now. But the masculine and feminine twin flames fully merging as one physically and spiritually now, which is completing the divine union process, is what fully heals and seals the container and cosmic Christ blueprint. And what fully evicts all of these evil demonic energies, fully. And we're fully back to the beginning, back to the future where we should be. Heaven on earth. Uska Aisha nate kenate. Ukunate. And it's here now. So this is the divine retribution. This is divine justice returning for the twin flames, and all this black magic shit is fully cleared. Senateake, all the interference. But again, we all need to do this in our own lives, as we no longer allow the fuckery. You know, you can't let people drain you. You need to be really, really tuned in right now. Who's taking advantage? Who's not, you know, in alignment with? Like, you need to have clear yes and clear no's in what you want and don't want in your reality. What kind of energies? What kind of people, places, things? And only kind of go for the best, as well as you're totally grateful for everything you have. You know, it's a both end. Being super happy, content with where you're at, everything is perfect, as well as we keep striving higher, because we're here to return heaven on earth. We're here to return the lands, divine justice, order, freedom to all. This is the full and final breakthrough, victory. Claim this. The cosmic dragons, Magi, Grail Queens and Kings, the solar masculine, the solar Dragon King, fully rising, Eskushka Ainata, within us all. Because as this rises within a divine feminine, he rises. As you have clear boundaries, you know, like me, how I handled the call, there's nothing like there was no disturbance in the field. It was totally contained to, you know, the person that was sending it out, so to say. And it's all been handled at a higher order. And again, there's more going on beyond just the person speaking out in the field. But I could just feel the invincibility of the field. And that's what's happening now in your own reality, where there's maybe interference trying to play out, but it's no longer reaching you or what you're trying to achieve here. Because you're no longer giving your power away. You're no longer allowing people to suck on your energy field or take advantage or, you know, lie or manipulate or projections. False projections is hugely what's clearing in the field. And again, what was part of the call. And that's also what cleared and then showed up. And it's multidimensional resolving itself. This is not personal. This is not against anyone. This is, we all have this. It's just like literally a dream playing out. So that's what we're fully remembering, because as you fully unify with your God self, you transcend karma, which is judgment, which is separation, which is fragmentation playing out within the one mind, the one consciousness. And then we project it out onto the holographic screen. So you resolve it all from in the one. All springs forth from the one self. And what you see playing out is not personal. And then you can react in divine right order and alignment with how God would handle the situation, so to say, without, you know, you have clear boundaries and limits, what you allow and don't allow in your reality without attacking anyone. You don't even need to get defensive unless, you know, a situation might arise. Again, every situation is different. And however someone approaches you also with an energy or frequency, you know, you shift in accordance. You need to be able to defend your territory, be a kitty, be the lion, because again, what I could see playing out is ultimately family divide. It's you know, the families, because again, what does it come back to? We feel more or less than another, we feel separated, we project our own unacknowledged shadow aspects onto one another. It creates interference in the field and loads of reversals. And we all just need to own our stuff and stop projecting. Because again, that happens a lot with, you know, what I do. And I know, I mean, not just to me, but, you know, a lot of us who carry really high frequencies and truth, it triggers all of these demons within other people, and then I try and project them at you. But once you're fully sovereign in your own field, none of this is going to affect you anymore whatsoever. But you need to fully reclaim this and again, make it happen. And it's every thought, word, feeling, like it's not just what we say, it's what we embody. And it's ultimately your divine DNA, your consciousness, fully aligning with the truth, where it's not about just being polite and nice. Forget about that. You know, it's not about that you're rude either. You get me? But you sometimes need to be very direct and make very hard decisions where you're no longer emotionally being manipulated by anyone. And you can see through everybody's energy, intentions, no matter how they're dressed up. You know, you are removing the masks. You are removing the veils as you fully see the truth again and really trust your heart, your inner knowing intuition, and you can only really tune into this as you're fully healed your wounds and traumas, because before then you're confused. Okay, but all the confusion is lifting now. Crystal clarity is fully here now. So the communication from the heart right now really is what heals all, where we need to have these conversations that we might have previously didn't really want to have because they're uncomfortable. But you need to do it in order to heal all, because once you take the ego out of it, there's, it's just a happening, and you're just trying to resolve and reconcile the one consciousness and bring it all into alignment. That's everything I'm literally trying to do here. And I work in very, multidimensional ways. And it's like mostly keys and codes and again, frequency I transmit that goes beyond the words I speak. And right now, really tune into the quantum field, super consciousness field, opportunities, infinite possibilities, abundance, your wildest dreams fulfilled, all of our wishes coming true, okay? The destiny fully reclaimed, our hero's journey fulfilled. It's here now. As all of the fog lifts, all of the confusion, all of the fear, which has created all of this, all right? And you will see reality for what it truly is. So I mean, you cannot define yourself in a way that is permanent. You're infinite consciousness, okay? That's the whole thing. So you're everything. You need to integrate everything, until you no longer feel any separation in your consciousness, because you remember your infinite consciousness. You will always keep shifting form, okay? It's a constant transformation, expansion, contraction, rebirthing, ultimately. But now again, we're shifting back to how things should be, so to say, in organic blueprints with no more reversals. And the false projections are reversals in our blueprints. So as we own everything, okay, and take full responsibility and accountability for whatever's happening and stop projecting our unacknowledged shadow aspects at one another and just go, oh, whenever we get triggered or, feel some judgment arising and just be, oh, that's interesting, 1144, it becomes fun instead of, because it's just shame and guilt and all these programs that make you judge in the first place. So remember what's really true, which is arising from within. And just remember, you continue to change form, shift in between identities. You're never fully, truly, done. And as well as we are returning fully to our true, eternal, authentic self and own unique soul signature, frequency. As well as know ourselves with all of one of creation. It's the both ends. So the twin flames do need each other, especially right now. There are huge shifts happening within the field as they are fully completing this process in our ascension. Time is already done. Love has already won, remember, okay? Claim this fully now. Quantum style, really. You're already there. It's already here, already around the campfire. Okay? Tsunayake. Really go within to see this for yourself, okay? What's available right now. Beyond what anyone has ever told you. What's happening, not happening, possible, not possible. Beyond all the conditioning and programming, okay? Connect to your own God self, your own infinite consciousness and the super consciousness field, where you have access to all, or rather, that what you are here also to reclaim and return to humanity, the true cosmic history records, okay? And we all hold different pieces and parts and keys and codes, different parts of the cosmic blueprint, all right? And we're all unique and all super important. Remember, okay? You hold the power, especially the blueprint for your own reality, all right? So reclaim it all. So the twin flames do need each other to fully heal and activate the divine blueprint of the cosmic Christ, the Christ as here. That's just what they're here for, because that's how it all broke apart. As they broke apart, as well as it's all perfect, and they had to, in order to expand the blueprint and multiply, we had to go throughout all of these incarnational cycles and timelines and experiences in separation. And healthy relationships offer us true healing and growth, which this journey, especially the twin flame journey, is really all about. That's what I keep being magnetized back towards each other, because the love is just too strong, and literally helps to fully transcend this false ego mind. And it's not codependency, needing without needing, so to say. But we all do need each other. Nobody is like an island here, okay? Especially the twin flames, especially us, again, fully igniting the new earth diamond grid, which is the unity field. I mean, it's all already online, and we're making it visible now. And the impossible possible, okay? So fully merge with this and become the master of the dream, okay? Embody your true God sovereign free self, your God self, fully merged now with all of creation. Nothing is separate anymore. Feel whatever you need to feel, nothing rejected, nothing judged, nothing more fragmented. Everything is balanced, harmonized, unified as one. And the magic grail queens and kings, the cosmic dragons, the cosmic monads, the cosmic mother and father of God fully returned. The emerald order, okay, is what brings all of this home, returns us home to true divine love, our true divine blueprints, essence, nature, fully remembered, fully returned, fully reclaimed, fully ignited, fully online. Sushunata. along with the original divine blueprint of creation, the divine organic creatrix field, full 365 multidimensional access, okay? Highest divine blueprints, fully ignited. Our new Eden, heaven on earth, here now. Ignited from within our hearts by bursting wide open. It's here now. Again, in no time whatsoever, but it's here. And already happened. Again, past, present, future is fully collapsing, dissolving within the 0-point field. Okay, there is no time, remember. So transcend time, space, gravity, become your full limitless, fearless, boundless, timeless, eternal avatar self, at one with all of creation, limitless consciousness, everything is possible from this place, okay, and all the old realities fully dissolve here, as a dream that it was. So remember, those that are signing up have signed up to the whole royal wedding bonanza and 2-part call and activation package. Again, the details are below in the description box. You then, after sign up, get an email. Again, the Ko-fi page is really super safe. Any issues, you send me an email. If you can't, like, look in your spam folder, basically, if you can't find an email, but you should get it. And then you can download a document that has all the details from the last call, and then the call-in details for the next call, and the activation MP3 links. And it's really good value for money. And again, you're connected in a space, okay, until at least 3 days after the 26th, until the 29th, okay, of this month, as soon as you join. And again, it's beyond dates, but this is an ongoing activation of us fully unifying spirit and matter, ultimately, within the one cosmic blueprint. Sukha Aish Kunati. Simplify. So it's beyond the person outside of you, as well as they're helping us a lot to get there. Because, you know, the true divine twin flames, they have like the love you feel and experience is beyond, and we haven't even really tapped into this properly yet, is beyond imaginable. As we fully open our hearts and have fully healed all these wounds and traumas, I can really open up and know who to open up to. Because yes, you don't want to do it to the wrong people. That's what we're all figuring out here. Who is, you know, who are the groups and people, you know, I should be opening my heart up to, and not just, you know, to those that might abuse that knowledge, information, you know, project onto you or trying to hurt you in some kind of way, or just suck on your energy and, you know, use you kind of thing. You get me? Anyway, so I think we been through most of this. So just remember, let love guide you all the way back home, okay? It knows the way. Ultimately, this is all about ultimate self-love, which is the love of within the oneness of us returning and remembering the ultimate truth. And it's a feeling, like it's a frequency, divine love. It's beyond, you know, objectification with reality and even our own identity, you know? It's literally, there is nothing outside of you anymore that you should be afraid of. You just know it's all a dream. You're imagining this and you are fully mastering this, as well as you have no control whatsoever. So you might as well enjoy the ride, okay? Because as soon as you fully surrender to source, you see there is no one doing here anything, and that fully releases you from the karmic game. And it's done, okay? So all the karmic load, black magic, all this bullshit, it's fully dissolving as you fully unify with your true, eternal, authentic self, the twin flame within, so to say, true divine union, the Trinity, the Holy Trinity, the Holy Grail, fully ignited, the threefold founder flame, overwriting all remaining reversals, inversions within the one consciousness, healing and igniting all of this, okay? Remember, happening from inside of you. So if you want to join me beneath, thank you so much for everybody who's taken part, who believes in this, who makes the magic happen, who walks by faith, not by sight, and who knows that we hold the power. All right, so rise, cosmic dragons, rise, one way or another. If you feel guided to join me, again, for the right reasons, this field is highly protected. Just know this, all right? Then come co-create with me. The details are in the description box. Otherwise, I'm sure I'll see you soon one way or another, or preferably, again, we do this around the campfire. Sukenatea keate, because that is already lit, all right? And the fireworks are about to go off. So the celebratory energies are moving in as all of the density fully lifts now. Sukenate, like a distant dream. All, let it all go, all attachments, all cords, hooks, to this false 3D reality, people, places, things, because again, as you attach to something, you're actually pushing it away. Okay, as you let go, the magic happens. And again, you can't force this. Just keep rolling with it. Feel whatever you're feeling. The main thing is no more suppression. That leads to false projections and then further inversions within the consciousness. Okay, so you owning your part in all of this is the main thing. All right, merge shadow and light, higher and lower self, masculine, feminine, right and left brain, pineal and pituitary gland, heaven and earth, meta, anti-meta universe is often within your own blueprint. All dimensions, all realities, okay? Full quantum access. The dream field is ours. Kuska Aishanata. Claim it. Tinateak. Sukurat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So much love, so many blessings. I see you there always.